a little bit darker, a little bit edgier, and it was great.
Well, and kind of jumping off of that and joking about some of the stuff that we saw, we've seen you go full Killer Frost, we've seen full Caitlin Snow, and I kind of come up with a new name. Do you think this new season she's gonna be like Light Flurries or something? Like what's her next name? Thanks guys for my laugh. Thanks.
Great job.
You know, I tried
On fire.
Snap.
Where is she gonna be in the next season, kind of?
I mean, I don't know who out there likes Caitlin Snow. Good news, no one's gonna be disappointed.
That was a good answer. I was very politically correct. She didn't give too much away.
I'm practicing all day.
I love it. So we obviously got full dark from Caitlin Snow, Killer Frost last season. Also Savitar obviously being the big bad of the season for all of you guys. When did you know that it was actually going to be a different version of Barry, and how did that kind of impact your acting in the show?
I knew pretty early on. It didn't obviously affect too much for me because Barry didn't know. But yeah, I knew pretty early on. Pretty early on.
So,
Yeah.
yeah. You're good at keeping secrets.
Oh, that's how that's
I was like basically kind of like, and that's why we don't tell Brandon. But one of my favorite scenes on this season as well was obviously when Grant, you were acting against yourself. Can you talk a little bit about doing that scene? Did you have another actor in there? What was that like for you playing both sides?
Yeah, it was good. We had this guy, Andrew Dunbar, that was awesome. It was really fun. Tom, right here, this guy. He directed that episode. That made it a lot easier because we had obviously a very strong working relationship.
A strong relationship also.
Just get along, yeah. And it wasn't necessarily easy material, and having a scene with yourself that's emotionally charged.
No, I can speak to a little bit because he won't compliment himself, but Grant is a phenomenal actor, and then when you see him add the nuances and let me just finish. And just the smaller layers between the two, and then bring it, both of them, but the scenes that he had to do when he was playing against himself were very strong and emotional and powerful scenes, and to watch him hour after hour bring the same energy for one character and then match it with this different energy but equally powerful energy, it was an acting thing. It was great to watch.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And also you really hands up.
Thank you.
Well, speaking of playing different versions of yourself, Tom, we got to see so many different versions of Harrison from all different times. I don't know which one is my favorite, but what was that like for you, kind of jumping in between all those different versions?
Well, it turns out WB ran the numbers, and the numbers got 33 times they ran the numbers, and they found that the show's success runs inversely to how many Wellses I play. And basically, I also took from that to screen time alone. If I'm on the show, it dips. So it doesn't really matter what I think. It's that right now we're going to concentrate on different things.
Right.
Got it, yeah.
For the good show.
I love it. Well,
There's 1,000 different wells, and we'll introduce some more, I'm sure, as the season progresses. Yeah.
I only can imagine you practicing and figuring out what those other versions are. Does he come to you talking to just like, how about this?
Quarter time. Quarter time.
He does. He actually sent me a video one time of like 4 or 5 different wells. That was awesome.
Awesome is one word for it.
The video message?
Is that a message?
Yeah, I like cowboy wells. Yeah.
He needs to make a comeback.
Oh my gosh.
Nobody is pulling for the line. Nobody wants. The moms out there can't protest, can you?
All of those versions need to be on the extras. I'm just saying that right now, so fingers crossed for that. Candace, let's talk a little bit about. Obviously, they said that there's not too many secrets between you guys, but when did you know that your character was actually going to survive?
Again, very early on because of Greg Gustin. Luckily, no producer has ever told me that I wasn't going to die. Thanks for that.
I remember telling you, you should tell Candace because she's going to read that script.
Yeah, no one's Greg was like, you're coming up, you're gonna die, you're not really gonna die, so don't worry, you got a job. I was like, okay, cool, I'm gonna die. Pretty early on, I knew I was safe.
You're looking out.
Yeah.
What?
Like, did we seriously not tell you?
You did not.
One thing, at least the love between you guys is real. Like, I like anime show, but it's like, I'm gonna say for real life too. I love it. And getting to see kind of different versions of people and different incarnations of things. Jesse, let's talk a little bit about the musical episode. Obviously, there's a lot of incredible singers on this stage right now. And I actually was lucky enough to visit on one of the days when you guys were shooting. So it was incredible. What was that like for you guys?
I think everybody had a great time. I mean, I just wish we could have snatched more time and people into it. But for me, I got to work with Victor Garber. Like, something everybody wants, particularly, stage actors. We know what that means.
Yeah.
And that's that too. So I was thrilled. Absolutely thrilled. I'm glad you guys liked it.
Well, and another thing that we've talked about quite a few times on DC Access is that you're always like, what do I want next for Joe? Well, I want him to have a love life and he has someone he's interested in.
Yeah, right?
So let's talk about love life now. How are things with Lucille? What are we going to get into next season?
You call her Lucille? Lucille?
Cecile.
Yeah, I think so.
No.
Oh, sorry.
That's my pet name for her.
Apparently, you're going to get, a little bit more serious. That's really all I can say.
That's pretty much it. We're like, thank you. I love it because every time new actors come into the mix, you get different chemistry, you get different versions and things come out of each of the actors. Specifically with you, down there, Carlos, we got a little... between you guys, but it seems as though the connection with her has helped up your powers, your vibes. Well, because you connected with her when you were in a time of stress. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, Jessica Camacho, she's awesome. She showed up and, I didn't know what this was going to be like, because we're supposed to, be a romantic item, and I've never met this girl in my life, and instantly we just hit it off. I think primarily because she's, such a cool girl, you know what I mean? She really got the material, she, committed to that character, and, all gypsy powers and whatnot. So it's been a lot of fun, and I'm looking forward to doing a lot more of that.
And kind of speaking to that a bit more for all of you guys, what is it like when a new actor does come into the mix? Do you feel like it really changes your acting or changes what you bring to the table for the show?
We get so many great people coming in, and it seems like they're combing the streets for the best of the best, and they keep bringing them to us. It's a nice thing, and everybody has up their game when the new person shows up. Not only that, treat them like the guest stars they are.
Yeah.
I haven't mentioned David the Smolchin who played Abracadabra when he showed up.
It was awesome.
It changed everything.
And let's just jump off of that and say, so we got a lot of new people on last season. I'm going to direct this one at you, Chad.
Yeah.
Are we going to see some new faces in the new season?
Yeah, I've been waiting all day to really So the end of last year, we hinted a couple times at Clifford DeVoe coming on. So our big bad this year is The Thinker, and Leo Sandland is from The 100. You may know him from The 100. He's going to play The Thinker. He's amazing. We're stoked. We also have, speaking of Gypsy and Vibe, Gypsy's father, Breacher, is going to show up, and he's going to be played by Danny Trejo.
I got asked her, what did you feel like when you heard that that was going to be her dad?
A little bit.
one more. There's another role along with the thinker called the mechanic, and she is going to be played by Kim Engelbrecht. So we're having a nice little female villain as well.
I love hearing about the villains that you guys are going to bring because obviously it changes the dynamic of what Team Flash has to do. What is it this season that you guys are really trying to go for in that way? Because last year obviously was Savitar and it was Barry and it's Barry and really just trying to save Iris.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, this year it's the 3 speeches in a row that we did. We want to change it up. So I think the way that we're sort of explaining it is it's the fastest man alive versus the fastest mind alive.
Whoa.
That was a good group, like, yeah.
We're also, I mean, the big thing this year is we're really trying to lighten the tone a little bit. Last year got pretty dark, and we want to get back to the jokes.
Grant, were you just like, yeah, next season I'm in the Speed Force, peace out, guys?
Yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. I did went through the season, yeah. But no, I'm on the show, guys. Yeah.
And if we can get into it a little more too, where are we going to pick up? Because obviously, I mean, the season ended with you kind of taking over the mantle of the Flash in Central City. Where do we pick up with you?
Yeah, I mean, it's sort of how I view it is like, well, you have to step up, not necessarily step forward. I think the whole team have to come together and be like, how do we make this machine work without the guy that was at our lead? And so everyone's sort of just having to band together and do what we can with this sort of like sad situation and find the love and find the light wherever it is possible. So I think while he's sort of growing up, he's finding a sense of freedom and self-confidence with himself that isn't as cocky as it was last time. But yeah, I think they're really just trying to be there for each other to deal with this and navigate this whole situation.
And for each of you guys for the different characters, because obviously you're going to have to go to the season, and we saw some of it in that little teaser trailer. Everyone's dealing with the fact that Barry is gone. How does that affect each of your characters moving forward? If you could share any of that.
Yeah, well, okay, for me, Iris, I mean, she's devastated. Yeah. She's devastated that he's gone to the Speed Force and they didn't really have a discussion about it. He just took off and left. So we pick up season 4, Iris has kind of focused her energy on being a leader of Team Flash, actually. Steps up and leads the team, which is really, really cool. Yeah.
I love it. I think it's a cool kind of transition from last season where it's like, not that you couldn't save yourself, you were working too, but the whole team was working together to save you, and now you get to be the one who's like, let's all do this together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I've been nerdy about this, so I get really excited. Danielle, for Killer Frost at this point, can you talk at all about where she's gone, where she's been? Because obviously she says she's leaving, but we saw her in that footage. But who did you see?
So good.
I'm really excited for this season.
How proud of you are.
She's amazing, yeah.
I'm the guest that Danielle knows all the secrets on the show, and she's the one who keeps her lips sealed.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Like I said, you know, obviously I'm a huge fan of the show. For you guys being on it, I know that you have moments that really stand out for you. Is there a scene in particular episode for each of you guys that really sticks out from last season?
I really like getting to do the episode that Tom directed, you know, where we got to go 8 years in the future and play versions of our characters, you know, in a what-if situation. Yeah, it was a lot of fun to play. Yeah, and revisit those sets, you know, in this weird way where they're all destroyed and there's leaves everywhere. And, you know, it's really cool.
And that was fun for me personally. For favorite moments, just watching, you know, this cast do that. Like normally when you're in a scene, you're involved, so you're playing your character, you're that's my dad. For lunch, huh?
It's not time yet.
Yeah, so anyway, but to watch them, when you're at the monitor and not in the scene, just watch them act and perform. It's just stunning amount of talent to be able to witness and be part of it on a daily basis. It just felt like a real privilege.
Yeah, presency from me and so.
Are you remaining?
Also,
There was one moment where we did a team flash thing.
Teared up.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. So a lot of times we colloquially refer to ourselves as Team Flash. This is Team Flash. And there's a moment where we fashion this moment where we all kind of put our hands in and we say Team Flash. And Grant's beside me, and we hadn't rehearsed it because I was like, guys, I want to try this thing. We were like, really? Put our hands in it, and we put our hands in it, we said Team Flash, and I started crying. And he calmed me, so that made it even better.
You were mostly crying because of the real life situation of what we all did.
Yeah.
It got me.
Team Flash.
Yeah, Team Flash. This weekend.
I love that, because I think, for me, for sure, it comes across so much on the show that you guys really do have a huge love for each other and huge support. And as you guys have said, so much of it is the acting that you guys keep pushing each other further and further. And I think the emotions that we saw last season, it stood out so much for each and every one of you guys on the panel here and for all the guest stars and co-stars as well. What were the moments for the rest of you guys that really stood out from last season?
God, so many.
Yeah, for me, the scene you brought up was what was the most challenging scene I did last year in Tom's episode, just because I was my own scene partner and there was a crazy wig and both guys had a lot to say. So, it was challenging.
One guy was leaving, one guy was broken, one guy was giving up. It was phenomenal. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think for me, Flashpoint, the first episode of this season, again, there's something kind of light and fun about it, and I always enjoy those moments on the show. It was also really cool to have that other sister.
I have to say, the last episode of the season, just because it was so damn emotional.
Yes.
And I didn't know what to think about that. Like, where would we go from there? Like, if he literally walks away from all of us, including his fiance, into a place where he may never ever return, where do we go from there? I mean, we're not that, but,
Well, not everything. We're finding out little pieces. We'll find out more.
Well, we found that.
Yeah,
No, Grant doesn't know anything. Like,
Yeah, for me it was Flashpoint because it was the first time I suited up as Kid Flash and it was very full of lots of emotions. I was very afraid, I was very nervous, and I was also so excited because it's like, obviously that was a very cool dream of mine as a kid, so I still obviously feel like a kid, so it feels very fitting. Yeah.
Greg, did you give him any advice for the first time he was putting on the suit?
Like stupid, like practical advice, think about your neck and stuff, and like
You helped me do the sliding.
That's right, we worked on the slide. That's
Yeah,
right.
it's so
sliding is a thing. But I remember like one of your first shots was like laying in the dumpster, and I was like, okay, look, this is what you can do to like work the neck. The suits are kind of, pain in the butt.
Well, I mean, you need somebody to tell you that because it's like when you're taking an Instagram photo, you're like,
Yeah.
make sure I look really good. You're like,
That's the
look
first
really good.
one thing, yeah, Instagram photo for your first second.
The suit has to look as good as it possibly can. So good advice, Grant.
Yeah, well,
Todd, did you have a favorite moment from last season?
I think for me, maybe it was the musical set episode because for me, when Greg and Andrew were like, yeah, you're probably gonna write this one, we're like, wait, what? Like, we don't know anything about musicals. So it was a challenge, but it was a lot of fun, and to watch dailies and see these guys, it was a pretty amazing experience.
Okay, well, I know that everybody out here has some awesome favorite moments from last season as well. So So right now, what we're gonna do is take some questions from you guys for our panel up here. I don't know, where are you guys gonna be? Oh, we've already,
Wow.
I mean, great, you can give them some advice on that soon? What's your name and what's your question?
My name is Alex Lugo. I'm actually from Mexico.
Word.
I've actually met you guys last year. This is my second year in Comic-Con. So excited. Love you guys. Okay, the question is, are there going to be any more crossovers?
Yes.
Thank you. My question was if Iris is going to play a role in getting Barry out of the speed force?
Great question.
Great question. Yeah, to a degree, yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
You guys want to shake it, remember, that's why it's taking so long.
Wow.
But yeah, she does. She's, like I said, she's kind of boss lady at Team Flash now, so she's an active participant in her man in the Speed Force, for sure.
All right, what's your name and what's your question?
I'm Lindsay. I have a question with the musical episode. I don't know if you remember last year at the panel, someone shouted, Flash the musical?
Yep.
That was me. Would you say, what is the musical talent behind everyone that was the inspiration, or say...
It was you. It was you.
No, I'm sure it was musical talent with Graham being on Glee, is that right?
You're on me.
All right.
Lindsay, shout out something else and we'll do that too.
She was just trying to, where's the inspiration from? Where did the inspiration come from for the musical episode?
It's just when you have a cast like this that can do anything, and it's also Greg Berlanti is a huge lover of musicals, and so it was really his brainchild behind it. So you gotta thank Greg.
Thank you for everything.
All right, who is our next question asker? What's your name?
Aiden?
Hi, Aiden, what's your question?
We just met you, Aiden, didn't
We
we?
made a nice hat and shirt.
Yes, I was there
Yeah, good to see you. Again.
When is going to be the next musical?
Right now, we don't have any
And it's gonna be whenever Lindsay shouts it out.
Next season.
Next season, thank you. Season 5, the answer is season 5.
Hi, how you doing? What's your name? What's your question?
Me, Angel, in the house here. Hi, guys. You guys are awesome.
What's up?
I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you, but Tom, the way that you have differentiated all of the different wells has been some of the greatest acting that I've ever witnessed. And I want to know, as an actor, what do you do to prepare for those type of differentiations?
Well, first off, thank you. A lot of times, I get a little more credit than I deserve. You have to remember that there's a team of people writing there's a team of people trying to forge what the storylines are, not just for me, but for everybody here. And they spend a lot of time in the writers' room coming up with those kind of things, and then they write the words, and then I hit a mark and say those words, and people think that maybe I created those words, but I didn't necessarily, And so, for me, when coming up with the different wells, the one thing I've tried to do, because everybody on the stage is so winning, when coming up with Harry, I thought, well, maybe if there was a guy who's a bit of a jackass, that would help, because we need a little bit of antagonism, a daily antagonist. And then in season 3, we were a little darker, and I thought maybe if we had a little bit more humor, then there would be a place for that. And then season 4, I'm just going to sing the whole time. Thank you.
Miracle Netflix. I recently caught up and I'm now a big fan.
Thank you, Netflix.
I am still confused, and I'm hoping somebody might be able to explain how Savitar existed in the first place. If you had to kill Iris to exist, when exactly did Iris die?
Do you watch Dr. Who? There's a reason why we're not doing time travel anymore on season 4. We'll have to have a sidebar. It's a long, long explanation.
I'm like, that's what you just say, time travel.
I mean,
I moved on.
Okay, what's your name? This is our last question. What's your name? What's your question?
My name's Declan, and I just wanted to say, Grant, you're my hero. Thank you for being in class. So my question is for Todd and Tom. If we don't see so many versions we've seen so many versions of Harrison Wells, and that Harry is Jesse Quick's father, so I was wondering maybe on another Earth we'll see Johnny Quick as Tom Cavanaugh, as a speedster?
First off, I love that you complimented Grant. But, and got a question. I like that. Yeah, I feel like one of the things you've done is you've organically created, like you said, all these different multiverse, all these different options. Every Earth is an option. So yeah, Johnny Quick is an option. Todd?
yeah, no, I mean, we like to pull from all the characters from the comic book. So, I mean, there's a whole list of people that we want to do in the future. Whether that happens sooner than later is yet to be determined. But yeah, there's a whole list of potential people that Tom could play.
If there's one more person, we can take one more question if there's anybody still there. Maybe they sent everybody back. Oh, awesome.
I love you more.
Hi, my name is Gabe. I didn't know I would be able to ask my question, so I forgot it. So I guess I just want to compliment all you guys just because out of all the CW shows, you guys are like the only show that like brings me so close to tears every other episode with all the explanation. I just want to say I really appreciate it. You guys like all do a wonderful job, and thanks for almost bringing me to tears every other night.